our Parent Teen Tube series. Today we have with us Rohan from COVID Fit Club. Hi Rohan.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming and thank you for starting this beautiful initiative, making sure that teenagers and tweens are fitter and stronger mentally and physically during COVID times. Rohan, my first question to you. Tell us, what is it like being a boy teenager in our country in the year 2020? And have you experienced any gender-related pressures, a pressure to behave a certain way because you're a boy?
So I think answering the first question, being a teenager during 2020 where we think everything is going wrong, there's so many issues going on in the beginning of the year, and diving down into the COVID pandemic, I mean, it is a really big challenge, but I think it's really important to try to bring the best you can out of this situation, which in turn that a lot of people I know have done, and me myself have done, where you start something really great, something online, something that can revolutionize things, because it's a great scope back and do a lot of different things that you would not regularly do. With regard to the second question and the pressures and things like that, I think there are a lot of pressures for whether you're a male or a female. There's pressure from your school, there's pressure from your society, there's pressure from, there's bullying, there's pressure from your home. How do you dress? How do you be part of a social gathering and things like that? There's a lot of pressure on that sense. But
pressure to succeed, to look good, to fit in.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah, that's true. But I think when it comes towards differentiating between female teenagers and male teenagers, I think in this community, like where in this generation that we are in now, is I don't see that too much of an upbringing issue because I'm obviously from a privileged background as opposed to what it was a long time ago. But I think a lot of it does depend on your socio-economic status and from which point of view, how you're brought up, your upbringing. In that sense, not really in the sense of male versus female, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. So Rohan, what do you think parents need to know about teenagers that they have no clue about? And I'm curious to know too as a parent, so tell me.
So I think one thing that really stands out to me is that parents need to give teens and children the opportunity. They need to trust them and give them the freedom to do what they feel like they want to do. So for instance, when I started COVID Fit Club 3 months ago, both my parents were not too keen on the idea. They just said, keep it small scale. But it was really a dream of mine to make it big. And once I did get that going and they understood how capable I am as being an individual myself, I can possibly do a lot of great things and move into different dimensions of initiatives and things like that. The other thing I want to point out is that school is not the only thing that's really important. It doesn't take you. It's only 50% of education. How do you really implement that in the real world is the real issue. I feel like it's really important.
Very nice. So true. How do you think parents need to connect better with the youth today?
So I think parents, first of all, as I mentioned in the previous question, is that they need to listen, and listening is a really important skill. They need to listen to what the children have to say and let the children make their own choices, because eventually when I'm 16, for instance, when I'm 19 and I'm in college, I'm not going to be calling them from the US saying that am I going to eat idli or am I going to eat dosa for dinner? I'm going to ask that. I have to make that decision, and that's just a small role. It's like way bigger decisions are going to have to be made on your own. And I think it's really important to start at a younger age, say 15, 16. So it keeps you prepared for your journey later on. And the thing is that parents need to help and bring the children up to a level wherein they are engaged together, wherein, say for instance, I make a mistake, they teach me how to learn from that mistake. However, they do give me the opportunity to make a choice. But after I do make that choice, they do give me guidance on that end. So I think freedom is a really important role over here.
Wonderful. Freedom with limits, and of course, guide the child, help the child, and help the child learn from the mistakes, because again, we all are learning, and as parents, we learn alongside our children. So yeah, thank you so much, Rohan. Those were very, very insightful points. Wonderful having you with us once again. Keep smiling and keep inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.